Respected judges and other members of the audience, please accept my regards. I am going to start my presentation on the paper Some Observations on Hoffman Trees, authored by Dr. K. Vishwanathan Iyer, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli, Dr. Karthik Seshadri, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, National Institute of Technology, Andhra Pradesh, and myself, Samriddhi Ghosh, MTech student, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, National Institute of Technology, Andhra Pradesh. So mostly it is observed that due to some distinct features of Hoffman trees, they can be used very efficiently in data compression techniques. Fully skewed Hoffman trees can result in average code length independent of individual code lengths. Use of more than one Hoffman tree can decrease the number of bits used for representation. Restriction of occurrence of characters to certain contexts results in decrease in the number of codes, and moreover use of additional bits or symbols are used to identify various character sets. Coming to introduction, information theory and coding theory are very important nowadays in communication engineering. Data is transferred across the network from source to destination via some communication channel. Data streams can be very lengthy, moreover, they may or may not contain all possible characters. Hence, we need not use all the bits required to represent all those characters. We can easily reduce the number of bits. Coding theory comes up with various such techniques. The Hoffman coding is one such important algorithmic strategy used to create codes with lesser number of bits. To code the characters, Hoffman trees are required and are used in other tasks like cryptography, error detection, and correction also. Now, how Hoffman tree is constructed? It is constructed using a greedy algorithmic technique to generate optimum length codes. How exactly it is done? At first, the characters occurring in the data stream are organized in the sorted order of their frequencies. Now, the least occurring characters are chosen at first as the first suboptimal solution, and gradually the next characters according to frequency are added one by one to the succeeding suboptimal solutions until we arrive at the final structure of the Hoffman tree. A very important feature of Hoffman tree is one fully skewed Hoffman tree. Here what it is observed, the root node including all the internal nodes of the tree has only a single node as its left child. The right subtree of any root node or internal node is itself a fully skewed Hoffman tree. This we can observe from this figure 1 shown. Now, when new characters are required to be added to the existing fully skewed Hoffman tree, we need not reconstruct the entire tree, and we can simply add the newly arrived character as the left child of the new root node and assign the existing fully skewed Hoffman tree as the right subtree of the new leaf node. In this way, we can construct the new fully skewed Hoffman tree, but we can do this if and only if the characters are arriving in increasing order of frequency. Now from the figure shown in the previous slide, we can get expressions for average lengths, average code length considering each of the fully skewed Hoffman trees. Here the function f denotes the frequency of each of the occurring characters. Average of x is nothing but the average length considering the fully skewed Hoffman tree whose root node is labeled as x. Similar it is for y and z. We can get this expression based on the fact that as we move from one small fully skewed Hoffman tree to the next bigger one, the code length of the existing characters increases by 1. That way we can get y in terms of x and z in terms of y. Using these formulations, we can arrive at a recursive function avg of k is equal to L of k minus 1 divided by L of k multiplied by avg of k minus 1 plus 1. Here L of k is nothing but the function denoting the length of the bit stream of the data stream considering only the first k characters in the non-decreasing order of frequencies. Solves this recurrence equation, we can arrive at a point where we are only left with avg of 2 which is equal to 1 as two distinct characters are present. Thus we arrive at an equation where only functions of lengths are present, and we can compute this from the source character string. L suffix A is the code length of the eighth leaf node. We can get the average by the summation of L suffix 1 up to L suffix n divided by n. If CA is the decimal representation of the code at the eighth leaf, we can get Cx less than equal to 2 power La minus 1, as the path length is equal to the number of bits used. The logarithm of C suffix A plus 1 base 2 is less than equal to L suffix A. From this, we can arrive at the conclusion that the average code length of any leaf cannot exceed the logarithm of the average of the decimal representation of the codes at the leaf nodes. Now, very important character of Hoffman trees is that we can use it as presence of context based on semantics. Hoffman trees encodes characters on the basis of their frequencies. Now we can have two different characters with the same frequency, so we can use the same codes for both of them. But how will we decode them? We can decode if we can restrict those two equally frequently occurring characters to some contexts of the other characters, such that there is no overlapping between the contexts in which the two characters occurs. Whenever the code representing each of these characters are encountered, lookup operation is performed in the lookup table where context information is maintained about these two frequently occurring same characters. We can consider this situation in a scenario where we can have a stream of alphabets of alternatively occurring Greek and English alphabets. ABCD are English alphabets, PQRS are Greek alphabets. AD occurs with the same frequency, PQ occurs with the same frequency. A and D occur in specific contexts of P and Q, whereas PQ occurs in specific contexts of ABCD. The codes for ABCD are 100, 001 and so on, for as P, Q, which is both 001, resulting in overlapping. We are maintaining this following lookup table for Greek and English separately. Now, if we consider some initial part of the data stream like 001, 001, 100 and 001, the iterations are performed to decode using this lookup table. So the first two codes can give us two solutions, BP and BQ. But we will go for BQ since the lookup table does not contain any context starting with B and P. So we go for BQ. The next character, code 100, can result in either D or A, but we will go for A as the context BQA lies in the lookup table. For the next code 001, we can get either Q or P, but we will go for P as QAP is a context occurring in this table. Like this, decoding operation is performed. We can use this in the context of mathematical equations, where we can see that each of the mathematical operators are preceded and succeeded by other variables. We can restrict the number of symbols used in mathematical equations to some specific set of symbols and use this concept of context for each of the mathematical operator, followed by lookup table operation in order to decode, thereby decreasing the number of codes. We can consider another situation like continuous stream of characters replaced by numerical value. If it so happens that for Hoffman trees, one character, the most frequently occurring character, has frequently much dominant over the other characters. In that case, we will get a continuous very long sequence of the most frequently occurring character. In that case, we can replace the most frequently occurring character long run by the numerical value denoting the count followed by that character itself. In that case, we are adding numerics to the character set. So we will build up a different Hoffman tree which will which will be based on the initial character set along with the numerics obtained. For example, if the previous Hoffman set of previous character set contained ABCD, and now the new character set will include ABCD along with 5 and 8 due to replacement of due to adding of numeric characters. Now, instead of creating the single new Hoffman tree using the modified character set, we can use two different character sets, one for the non-numeric characters and other for the numeric characters, resulting in two separate Hoffman trees. To avoid overlapping, every numeric character should be preceded and succeeded by special symbol like @ which is not included in any of the Hoffman trees. It is given a code that does not belong to any of the existing Hoffman trees. Now, conclusion and future work, we have considered different scenarios of lengthy data streams, and we have tried to use different techniques in suitable for different conditions, different structures of the data streams. However, we are unable to find till now a solution which is applicable for all the situations. We aim to fulfill this void in our future work. So these are the references which we have considered. I thank the audience for their patient hearing.